so many people come on Friday evening. A big thank you to all of you for sparing your Friday evening for a talk like this. I'll very briefly talk about this lecture series and about alternative futures before I introduce Mansoor and ask him to take the floor. This lecture series has been, in a sense, long in the making. In India, there is not so much of work done on thinking about futures. I was thinking, we are all aware of our individual present. Some of us are aware of our individual future. Some people are aware of the collective present, but there are very few people who are aware or who try to think about the collective future. And that's our quest, that's our purpose. That's also our quest with alternative futures and with this lecture series. And I think people who think about the collective future are like, I would call them modern day sages. And I dare to say that they are those to make a presentation to you. Because I think deep and fundamental thinking about the collective future is very important. And that's what we have tried to do in this lecture series. Just a few words about alternative futures. As I said, it's a quest to create another future. Of course, it's a very big thing. We are a small organization, small resources, but the vision is big. So let me say what that vision is about. It's about a future that is much more humane and just than the future that we see, than the present that we see today. And when we began, we thought of these 4 principles that I think very nicely define at least the contours, the broad contours of the kind of future we want. And those 4 principles are ecological sustainability, social justice, cultural pluralism, and spirituality. The last one is particularly sort of unusual in development circles or development thinking, but we think it's very important. In fact, I won't say anything about sustainability and about social justice because they are quite well understood. I don't want to spend too much time on that. I'll say a bit about cultural pluralism and about spirituality in terms of the principles as we see them. I think pluralism is important because, like many roads lead to God, I think it's of immense importance to realize that there are very many different ways in which we can bring about change, which we can create in the future. And I, for one, and we as an organization would respect and would consider each of those ways of working to create the future very valid. Now, this is a rather subtle point and an important point because very often it happens that some people consider their own methods as more privileged or their own ideology as more privileged. So that's one. And as far as spirituality is concerned, we think it is basically the unseen bonds among all of us. And among all of us, even among man and nature, even among man and animal. And really speaking, if one has the attitude of spirituality, I think the other principles almost, if one takes spirituality seriously, get subsumed in a sense. So that's all that I want to say for now. I'll just say a couple of words about Mansoor before I ask him to speak. He's an alumnus of IIT Mumbai, Cornell University and MIT Boston. He began his career as a filmmaker and then went on to make feature films that won several national awards. And I think there are some people who miss him as a filmmaker. I read a HT article some time ago which said, where the hell is Mansoor Khan? Why is he not making films? So, in 2003, he moved to Kannur to realize his life's aspiration of starting a self-supporting organic farm. Spread over 22 acres, the farm, it's called Acres Wild. It plays host to those seeking an alternative lifestyle experience. In 2013, he authored The Third Curve, The End of Growth as We Know It. It is the outcome of Mansoor's own journey and extensively researched piece of work that examines the correlation between the compulsions of economic growth and the limits imposed on us by nature. Questioning the efficacy of the modern industrial world, The Third Curve unfolds truths that civilization might perforce have to accept, not merely as a possibility, but perhaps also as a way of life. He has delivered lectures on various aspects of the third curve at institutions like the Indian School of Business, Indian Institute of Management, Foreign Services Institute, CEO Club, Bangalore, etc. What we found, what I personally found, and I'm sure my colleagues found very inspiring about Mansoor was that here is a person who has had the courage to move from a more conventional and a fairly successful, career or